Mexico City, and he had never been stopped. Piece by piece, he figured him out.
And another right hand, and Morales is tattooing Zaragoza, who elects to go down and take a knee.
Erik Morales at 122 pounds, force of nature.
Great right hand to the body.
It was an issue of a hungry, tough, ambitious young fighter to kill the king.
That's when he became one of Mexico's favorite fighters after that fight.
Morales shined in the 122-pound division. But the spotlight also fell on another of Mexico's favorite sons, Marco Antonio Barrera.
In the Mexican media, there was discussion of who was the true successor to Julio Cesar Chavez. And the great thing about prize fighting is you can settle it in the ring.
With a battle between two typically determined Mexican warriors. Super Bantamweight champion Erik Morales against former Super Bantamweight title holder Marco Antonio Barrera. Morales trying to bust up Barrera with power. Barrera comes back, doubling up with the left hook to the body, his best punch. Here comes Barrera. Here comes Morales. What a fight.
And you can see people putting their hands to their faces saying, what am I looking at?
And suddenly at center ring, Morales takes over the fight with his right hand. And a right hand from Barrera. And now Morales is badly hurt.
I mean, when you come away from a fight thinking you need the doctor's attention, you need a shower, you know that it just went way beyond drama even.
Erik Morales has never lost a fight. Marco Antonio Barrera has never wanted one more.
12 rounds of all-out brawling ended in the hands of the judges, who awarded the split decision to Morales.
Right after the fight, Morales gave him his due, and Barrera would have none of it. And that began the bitter feud between the two. Then he became Dark Morales, and then he was very inaccessible after that.
While Morales was carving out an already spectacular career, MannyPacquiao was quickly becoming the most exciting fighter in the Pacific Rim.
He's a bloody mess. He's looking for a coup de grace, and he cannot fight. Yes, it's over. He stopped it. It's over. It's over. Stop the fight. And MannyPacquiao remains unbeaten.
I was Asian champion.
A fifth-round knockout by MannyPacquiao of the Philippines.
And we decided we're going to United States.
He started on the East Coast and worked his way west, and everybody turned him down. He was turned down by every promoter. There was just no interest in him.
We visit a different gym and train every day. I saw Federots at that time.
1, 2. I went to my people and I said, geez, can this guy punch? You know, speed unbelievable. I was so impressed with him.
Freddie is exactly the kind of trainer who can help Manny to keep that ebullient joy that typifies him while still being sharp to fight and mean enough to fight.
Yeah.
He hails from General Santos City in the Philippines.
Pacquiao's first fight on U.S. soil came in June of 2001, when he was tapped as a late replacement against feared South African Lejanolo Ledwaba.
Lejanolo Ledwaba looked immaculate. He was one of those totally skilled fighters, and so he was a significant favorite here over Manny.
Everybody worried because I'm trained 2 weeks only before the fight. But I believe that is my doorway to be a world champion.
And he is banging Ledwaba right now.
Like the emergence of Greta Garbo. That was one of those stunning, captivating nights.
It was the first chance for people to see him, and he was explosive.
I think this guy just hit so hard that Ledwaba is totally on the defensive.
Everything that I thought that he could do, he did.
A resignation in the eyes of Ledwaba.
That's a TKO victory for the very impressive MannyPacquiao.
I go back far enough that I saw the great Flash Elordi, the last great Filipino fighter, and I thought, whoa, here comes another Elordi, except that he was even more dynamic because he was a great puncher.
After his disputed victory over Barrera, Morales won a string of punishing battles, adding to his growing reputation as a warrior.
He had this sort of humbleness. But then pretty soon he became so well known, and then they would have these tabloid wars between him and Marco Antonio Barrera, and that changed him completely.
They have their own little war outside the ring because Barrera comes from Mexico City and Morales comes from Tijuana.
Erik sees Marco as privileged, stuck up, too big for his britches. They hate each other.
No, yo no lo odio, nomás recibo a la gente con el mismo cariño. Simplemente que chingue a su madre, así de simple.
Morales is a fighter who had a very high regard for himself, justifiably. Going into the rematch, he dismissed Barrera. He didn't even understand what all the fuss was about.
Big right hand by Barrera. Stuns Morales. He hits him in the mouth again. Hard right hand by Morales. Barrera continues to attack. This is what it's all about. Pride, honor, revenge. Mexican boxing at its best.
This time the decision went to Barrera in a fight many felt Morales had won by a slim margin.